Man, Trump says this quarantine thing is going to go on until at least April 30th. I need some new anime to watch. Legend, where are you?
What's going on, YouTube? Legend here once again, back at you with another video. This time I'm gonna make a continuation of my other video dealing with anime recommendations. I'm gonna give you some more because I realize this lockdown's going a little bit longer than we thought it would originally go.
Very well under control. We have very little problem in this country at this moment, and we think it's going to have a very good ending for us. So that I can assure you.
So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bless you with some more stuff right here. I'm gonna give you some more recommendations that I got for you. Plus, I realized that some of the old recommendations that I had, a lot of you guys have seen it. So you know what? I'm gonna try and be a little bit more creative with these recommendations. We're gonna try and get to some anime that some of you just really haven't seen. All right, but I won't take too long to get into it. Let's get started with it. First, I want to touch on one anime. Right now, this anime, this kind of relates to the people who liked Death Note and might have like Psychopaths, and you kind of realize you like that genre, that mystery genre, that murder mystery, those mind games, so on and so forth. And I feel that one anime that not a lot of people have heard of, it kind of goes under the radar a little bit, that I feel that people would like, is an anime called Monster. Monster is actually, it's a masterpiece. What can I say? It's one of those more mature animes meant for, you know, the adult audience, not a lot of comedy, things like that. But it's about this man. He's a doctor or neurologist. That's the word I was looking for. He's a neurologist. And the thing is, though, he's actually really good at what he does. But what happens is that he is constantly under the mercy of the hospital and how they try to work for profit. So that kind of goes against his morals, and he realized a lot of his life he doesn't have a lot of control over. Until one day he finally starts to try and take control, where there's a boy whose life is in danger, and he's told he needs to go help someone who's more rich. I believe it was the mayor of the town. And he decided that since he started on the kid, he was going to help him save the kid's life. Now, this decision made a turn for the worse because the kid has some issues. And I won't explain too much more, but as you go on, just lots of things happen. And it just becomes this somewhat of a murder mystery type thing where the surgeon is just trying to rectify the things that are going wrong around him. And it's a pretty good adventure. It's a pretty good show. And the writing in it from episode to episode sometimes is just genius. It has a lot of life lessons in it. I'm sure you'll love it if you love those shows like Death Note and Psychopaths. Another show that I'll touch on this recommendation actually touches on a few shows in one, actually. Now, if you love shows that have good storyline, but you love action, you love beautiful fight scenes, you love just seeing this great animation, then I have a series for you. Now, this series is called the Fate series, right? The Fate series has a lot of good things about it. One of the main things I take away from it is just the fights. The fights in these shows are pretty spectacular. Now, notice I'm saying shows because in the Fate series, there's more than one show in it. And this kind of confuses people and which one to watch and when order to watch it in. Well, my recommendations are specifically Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works and Fate Zero. Those are the two that I'm focusing on right here. Those are the two that you need to watch. Now, chronologically, you'd want to watch Fate Zero first and then Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, even though because Fate Zero is actually the prequel to Fate Stay Night, right? Now keep in mind there's two Fate Stay Nights, okay? There's Fate Stay Night and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. I'm recommending Unlimited Blade Works, okay? I believe it's on Netflix. Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works are on Netflix. That's the one I recommend because Stay Night, I watched a little bit of it. I definitely prefer Unlimited Blade Works. It's just about a bunch of people taking part in this war where they're fighting over something they call the Holy Grail that will grant them whatever wish that they like. And then there's these people who are summoning them, summoning different warriors throughout time to fight for them. Right? They're servants. Now, these servants can be any figure throughout history, and what's interesting about it is that these figures from history are actually real life figures, where it could be somebody like, Alexander the Great, or it could be whoever. I won't say too many names because I don't want to give away anything. Because trying to figure out some part of it is trying to figure out who they were in history is kind of part of the story too. So that's something that I recommend. I just recommend to watch Phase Zero first, then Unlimited Blade Works. The better out of two might be Phase Zero anyway. So there we go. All right. Next. Now, if you like recommendations talking about like Berserk or Devilman Crybaby, you like those dark shows. Well, there's another one here, and this one is called Gantz. Gantz is a dark show. All right, might not be as dark as Devilman Crybaby, but it's up there. It's pretty dark. I mean, it's arguable which one gets worse, because the thing with Gantz is that it's the best way to really take it in is actually watching the anime up to the last mission they do. They do missions in this show, and the fourth mission is not canon. All right, so I usually say watch the first three missions, then read the manga from that point on. But either way, even if you want to stick to the anime, that's fine if you want to do that. I mean, but the thing is, what the show really is about this guy named K, right? So K, what happens is in the first episode, kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho, he dies. But right when he dies, he actually wakes up in this room with these other people, and there's this ball in the middle of the room, and it tells him to find this creature and kill it, right? Basically giving them a mission. And then these random people, none of them know what's going on, except for there's one person there that seems to know what's going on. But none of them, the people really know what's going on. They're in the same situation as Kay, and they end up going on this mission, and just crazy things happen. And as like the anime doesn't truly get into what the story really is, but it's kind of the introduction to the story. But the anime itself, on its own, actually is pretty good. It was enough to make me want more and more from the story, and I had to read the manga to see how I was going to go from there. But yeah, that's something that I recommend. Definitely check that out. Then another anime I want to recommend. This one I got to tell you, this one you have to give it some time, because I tried to watch this a couple times and I kept sleeping on it. I kept passing it up. But after I gave some time, I definitely realized that this was a masterpiece also. And this is called Steins Gate. So if you like a lot of trippy things, sci-fi, this Steins Gate is great because it deals with time travel. And it deals with time travel in a way where it's probably the best way time travel has been dealt with, and I've seen in almost any medium, honestly. Where we have our mad scientist Shonen Kyoma.
俺は狂気のマッドサイエンティストホーイン京馬だ
Basically, he unlocks the secrets of time travel, and him and his lab members mainly him, go through a lot of just crazy experiences dealing with time travel, dealing with repercussions of changing these timelines. And it's a great story. I don't want to give up too much of it. You just got to watch it. Give it to 8 episodes right there. Was it 8 or 10? Whichever. Give it enough time to build up, and you're going to notice that, you know what, you didn't make a mistake with that. So if you like sci-fi, though, that's what you need to do. All right? Steins Gate. Now, here's another show where if you want something just lighthearted, you want to just sit down and enjoy and just laugh. A show kind of like Konosuba, where, you know, it's just, there's nothing really serious to it. Another comedy I recommend is called Haven't You Heard? I'm Sakamoto. All right. Now, this show is just comedic gold. All right, just you'll see it for yourself. You got this guy named Sakamoto who's just the ultimate chat. He's just the greatest thing ever, and he's a good person, of course, but he's just pure greatness. I don't know how to explain this to you. You know what? The best way to play this show is just watch a skit from this here.
During this period, can anyone tell me about it? Yes, Sakamoto.
It was the year 1837, the unpleasant uprising of Heihachiro Oshio.
Yes, what a splendid answer. It even has a nice ring to it.
You see what I mean? This is pure comedic gold. You need to watch this. It's amazing. Please go. Just take a look. Just watch at least a couple episodes. It'll be great. Next show I want to recommend. Now this one is also comedic, but it has an actual storyline. It's actually, it can be inspirational to people too. It's kind of that shonen-y show if you're looking for something kind of shonen wise, you want something that has a good storyline, that it has a lot of good laughs, somewhat lighthearted, but a good show that has a good amount of episodes for you to watch. This show I'll recommend is going to be Kenichi's Mightiest Disciple. Kenichi's Mightiest Disciple is one of my favorite shows, honestly. It's great. It's absolutely hilarious. It's about this kid named Kenichi who he kind of sucks at everything. He's weak. He's a coward. He's just that main character, right? But the thing is that he ends up meeting a girl who's actually a martial arts master. Well, she's not a master, but compared to Kenichi, she's a damn master. And he finds out that she lives at this dojo that has a bunch of different masters of different forms of martial arts. So he decides to join that dojo, and he decides to train under these different masters. And their training regimen is intense. And each one of these masters I love so much, especially my man Apache. That's my number one right there. He's great. All right, but each one of these masters I love, honestly. There's none of them I hate. They're all great. And you just watch as he gets stronger. And actually, it's actually interesting seeing his progression as he gets stronger, because he doesn't realize how much stronger he's getting, but you're noticing that he's just doing these different things. It was kind of interesting towards the beginning. The things that he's learning of martial arts are actually like real martial arts. Like, it's real. As you progress in the show and you get stronger, then things get kind of, anime type. But towards the beginning, these are actual moves that he's learning, and you can tell that the writer of this actually did his research on these different martial arts. So that's always interesting to see. So that's another one. Kenichi's Mightiest Disciple. That is a great show. This show I recommend. This show I definitely want to recommend this one. Now this is for people who love world building done at its greatest, because I like shows like One Piece. The reason I like One Piece so much is because of the world building that it does. And if you like that world building, if you like shows like that, you like Lord of the Rings, you like Harry Potter, because the worlds that they build is just so creative and intense, then you're gonna like this show. This show is called Made in Abyss. Now this show, if you haven't heard of it, I believe it won Anime of the Year back in 2017, and it's just about it kind of threw me off a little bit in the beginning, because the main character is a young girl, and you realize that the main people you're gonna be following around are like young kids. So at first it turned me off, but then I realized that the world building in this show was great. Number one, the soundtrack is beautiful. The animation is grand, and it's just about this girl who's trying to find her mother, basically. And her mother is basically kind of like that world's archaeologist, where they live in this town that surrounds this big hole called the Abyss. You see this abyss; it has different levels, and the levels have different like archaeological artifacts that people try to find, and it has a lot of mystery behind it. So people try to discover things in it. But the deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets, and just how they build and explain how this abyss works, and the mysteries behind it, and how the people that they meet along the way, and all these different things just makes it just grand. And it's just this world that you can immerse yourself in. The mystery behind it just makes you want more. For that, I actually don't read the manga on that, but I'm waiting to watch the new movie that came out. The anime has a first season, and there is a movie. I haven't tried to search for the new movie yet, but I believe it's available. It should be available by now. I'm gonna check, but yeah, that's something that you definitely should get into. But be prepared. It can make you cry. All right. So that's that recommendation. Now I'm gonna wrap this up. But the last recommendation that I wanted to give out, this one's actually a classic. Now, a lot of people have probably seen this, honestly, but for me personally, it took me a long time to actually watch it and get into it. But it's a classic, and if you haven't watched it, then this is something that you definitely need to get on. And that is called Neon Genesis Evangelion, right? This one recently became available on Netflix. It was really hard to kind of see it legally for a very long time. But now that it's out, I feel like people need to get on that right now, because that's a classic. It's a cult classic. People love it. But you know what? It's great. And I loved how, from episode to episode, I loved the different characters that we had. I understood where Shinji was coming from. That Shinji is the main character of this show. It's kind of an apocalyptic type anime where these things called angels come to attack the Earth, right? And it's supposed to be in a futuristic world, but I don't think it's. I mean, we're in 2020. I don't think it's the future anymore. So I think it's actually the past. But in the perspective of the show, it's in the future. But basically, they're fighting these things called angels, using these mecha suits called Evangelions, right? And they, for some reason, the only people that can use these mechs are 15-year-old children. Nobody older can use it. Thus, the main character, 15-year-old boy, has to use it and fight. And then him and the other people too have to fight there too. And I love the characters in it. I love the progression they go through. Now, the show towards the end can get very confusing. So I'll give you a hint here. So when you watch this, you should watch the entire series, right? You'll be confused. That's fine. That's okay. Then watch the movie, right? And once you watch the movie called End of Evangelion, then you kind of have the whole package there. Then you can try and piece things together. It's still kind of confusing at that point, but that's okay. But it's easier to get. Once you think about it, you can start to piece together more and more. But that's how you should do it. Just remember, don't miss that movie, because that last episode, it's a lot. It's a little bit, you're not sure what's going on, but that's okay. But otherwise, it's a great show. I think you should watch it. I know you should watch it. It's awesome. It's great. And but that I wanted to end that there. I wanted that to be my last recommendation there. I have plenty more recommendations where that came from, in all honesty, but that I didn't want to go on for too long. This is already longer than my last video. But that's the thing. So if you guys like my recommendations, definitely let me know. Definitely leave a like, leave a comment if you have any more ideas. If there's more genres that you want me to touch more upon, I have hundreds of anime that I can throw at you guys. So it's definitely okay there. And then otherwise, if you also have any feedback, if you watch these shows already, if you decide to watch the shows that I recommend and you want feedback there, also comment that down. And don't forget to subscribe. I love those subscribers. I keep them coming. Thank you very much. But yes, I'm going to end that there. I hope you like my recommendations that I give you. And with that, I'll end it there. The Legend out.